Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex and I would greatly appreciate if you want to support me or support the channel if you would consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and it inspires me to keep creating. Today we are going to talk about Love is Blind Sweden, Season 2, Episode 9. This is the wedding episode. I will be honest with y'all, I didn't realize this episode was not gonna have much at all. If I had known that, I would have probably lumped it with Episode 8, but I did not realize that, so I'm sorry. This is going to be pretty short. This is I don't know. That episode was fairly uneventful. Also, I am going to be recapping some more shows now that Love is Blind Sweden is almost over. The reunion is April 3rd, I believe, but I do have a surgery the day prior. So depending on how that goes and the recovery goes, I don't exactly know when I'll have that video out, but I am definitely aiming to have it out by the end of the week. Also, if you are curious about the other shows I'm going to be recapping in the month of April and just some new content that I'm going to be testing out on the channel, check out my community tab. There I put a rundown. And of course, I'm always open to suggestions. I'm not going to guarantee that it's something that's going to be done, but if it looks interesting enough, I am always open. So without further ado, let's get into this very uneventful wedding episode. All right, so our first couple is Niklas and Karen.
99.9% certain that this will go exactly the way it should. Yeah.
Did you know that Niklas was someone that you felt close to?
I honestly felt very early on that I was really drawn to his way of being.
And now they were a couple all season that was clearly on very good footing. Niklas did have some weird hangups with the fact that they never had a big fight, so he wasn't really sure if they would actually make it. But ultimately, they were pretty good. On Karen's end, she's telling her friends, her family, that she never expected it would be like this. But for her, she knows that this is where it is meant to be. For Niklas, he does bring up to his family and friends that, again, this idea that they haven't had a huge fight, that it's only been 50 days and they're getting married, isn't really enough time to know. He almost talks about getting cold feet because he's speaking with his dad and his mom have been together for years, so he's just so concerned. But ultimately, we get to their ceremony and it is incredibly emotional. It is very clear that these two have a strong connection, and of course, they say yes to one another.
So now I'll ask, do you, Niklas Victor Algild, take Karen Carlotta?
Yes. There's nothing I want more than this. Of course.
This couple I have pretty high hopes for. I think from the beginning, we didn't really get a lot of scenes of them, which indicate to me that they flow very well. And again, this whole concept of, oh my goodness, I can't get married to someone until we have a blow-up fight, that a blow-up fight is the only way that proves how we handle stress, to me, is a toxic mindset. There are so many situations in life that can show you the ways that you handle stress. And to be honest, I am very curious about Niklas and how he has displayed his stress. Has he displayed moments where he doesn't feel the best? Because I feel like with Karen, we heard in the show that she said that there were times where she was overwhelmed. There were times where she had a bad day at work. We saw when she was packing up her apartment, she was a little all over the place. So I feel like we've gotten from Karen these moments of seeing what she's like when she's stressed. But I feel like with Niklas, I don't know that we've seen that. So I do also find it funny that he's the main one talking about what is it going to be like? What is it going to be like? But I'm wondering if she has gotten that from him either. Anyway, I think this couple nonetheless is going to probably make it. I didn't see any immediate red flags in either of them. Personality wise, they really seem to get along. So it was no shock there that the two of them said yes. All right, so our second is Natalie and Victor.
Felt like I still had a way to go, and it felt like I was still scared about things then. But now I really do feel like I've made my decision.
No, I don't know. It's nerve tingling, the whole thing.
Yeah.
You are very much in love with her. That really shows. And I love Natalie as well. I could.
Now, Natalie talks a lot about how she was feeling nervous in the days leading up to the wedding, but now she is 100% sure. It is very interesting because in the beginning, Natalie was definitely the more quiet one. I was definitely a bit unsure of how Natalie was going to be able to handle that process. But once that wall broke down, or once she got over that hurdle, it does seem like Natalie has definitely, in my opinion, been the one who is all in. It definitely seems like Natalie has leaned into the process, allowed herself to love, and she seems 1,000% sure. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't even know what it is that Victor showed her that made her so sure, but Natalie is ready to go. She is ready to move. She's ready to do everything. And side note, I did check out Natalie's channel. Y'all put the name in the comments, so thank you very much. And first off, girl's English is amazing. Her English is really good. So now I'm wondering, does she do her own voiceover on the show? Because it sounds a lot like her voice. But number two, she is definitely chatty. I definitely think Natalie is one of those people where once she gets comfortable and once she kind of lets that anxiety down, she is a very chill and cool person. I could believe that 100%. I feel like Natalie, y'all won't believe me, but I actually do feel like my personality is a bit similar to hers, where in the beginning, especially if I'm overwhelmed, I'm not going to be talking much. But when I'm chilling, I really do just let loose and become cool. Now, we know with Victor, his biggest thing is that he started to get cold feet because this process is so fast. He's not really sure if this is the right way to go about things because, you know, how can you be 100% sure of somebody in that short of a moment? It almost flipped where I felt like in the beginning, Natalie was the one that had questions, but now it was Victor. Ultimately, though, they do get to their ceremony.
Yes. Victor, this journey we've made together, the fact that I've met you, is the best.
Did I put it on the right finger?
Yes, that's the right one.
Natalie says 1,000% yes. There is no real hesitation with Natalie. Now, Victor, he tries to fake us out and pretend like he doesn't know if he's actually going to say yes. And I'm going to be honest with you, I am still 50-50 on Victor. But I'll talk about that in one second. Ultimately, though, Victor does say yes. Now, this couple, I'm going to be honest with you, I am a little bit unsure of where they're going to be at the reunion. I am still not 1,000% convinced that Victor is really into Natalie. I still feel like Victor feels like he should like Natalie because his sister likes Natalie. And he put a lot of stock into what his sister and the people around him thought. And once the people around him were like, oh, she's cool, then all of a sudden his whole tune changed. Something about it is still very sus to me. And I'm just not necessarily buying that he likes her as much as she likes him. To me, it seems very clear that she's all in, his family is all in, but I do feel like there's something with Victor that's not quite clicking. But maybe that's just me projecting. I'm going to be very interested to see how it has been for this couple in the reunion because I just am not 100% sold on the two of them. Now, Carolina and Jakob.
Mentally, I'm not quite here yet. I don't quite get it. Well, I'm fine, I think.
What happened?
What happened? Apparently, I am engaged and... No, but...
Exceeds every expectation that I've ever had, and is better than anything I could have ever dreamt of.
This is, of course, the couple where we have questions. We do not know exactly what is going to happen. Carolina, as soon as she gets, oh my God, I'm panicking. Oh my God, oh, it feels like a joke. Oh my God, I don't know what I can do. Oh my God, I can't breathe. Carolina, y'all, she is so dramatic. She is so dramatic throughout this entire process. She's talking to her family and her friends about how she still can't believe this is real. She still thinks this might be a prank, and that even though she does love Jakob, she still feels like she needs to feel specific feelings when she walks out there to be able to feel comfortable to say yes. Now, Jakob, he is 100% in. He knows that he is ready to say yes. And he believes that Carolina is going to say yes. So that leads me to think they probably talked about it. They probably had some deeper conversations because he seemed sure. And at least to me, based off what we saw, I would not be so sure if I was Jakob. But he seems very sure. He says, even if Carolina says no, he will have a hard time believing in love. It's really going to scar him. And I'm like, okay, now. All right, now. So this couple does get out there.
Lactose free or not?
And once again, Jakob says, hey, there's never been a decision I've been more sure of in my life. Of course, I am saying yes to you. Carolina, once again, we get I don't know. I go, yes, of course, yes. And so Carolina also does say yes. This couple, I'm going to be real with you, I don't think they're going to be together at the reunion. I just don't know. I feel the same way about Carolina and Jakob and Victor and Natalie. I just feel like for Carolina and for Victor, there is something that isn't quite clicking for the two of them with the partner. I feel like they like the person in front of them. There might even be, you know, solid reasons why they want to stay with them. But I feel like there's just a little something there that's not quite there. Like instead of being here, we are here. And I just feel like, to me, that doesn't indicate that these are going to be long lasting. Now, obviously with the cameras off and things as such, things change, people change, things get better. But at least in the case of Carolina, she seems to still have a very strong hang up on Jakob's looks. And I don't know about Jakob, but I feel like if my partner was always crying and having mental breakdowns and panic attacks because she's so distraught with the way I look, to me, that would be a major red flag. But ultimately, all three couples say yes. This is definitely a record for this show. Anyways, I told y'all it was going to be a short one. We are going to have to see how things are during the reunion. So if you made it to this point in the video, that means you liked the video. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would support the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and inspires me to keep creating. Once again, check out my community tab to see the content that is coming up for April. I posted a tentative schedule. And of course, if you ever have any suggestions, let me know. Let me know your predictions. Who do you think is going to make it? Who do you think is going to be done by the reunion? Let me know. And I will talk to y'all in the next one.